World is a fuck. The phrase punk is dead has been said many a time throughout the years. I think it was first popularized by Crass in that one song. But what does it mean? Let's find out. On my phone I have some notes if you're wondering why. Oh no, thank you by the way. Nice to meet you. Actions versus words. Urine speaks louder than words.
'Cause urine speaks louder than words on a politician or on a prison warden. Urine speaks louder than words.
Thank you, Pat the Bunny, for telling me that. What do I mean by this? Well, punk music and by extension youth music, talking hippies. I'm talking bohemians. I'm talking rappers.
The grimy, limey, slimy, try me, blimey.
I'm talking grungers, grunge people, whatever the fuck you call people that listen to grunge. All of this youth music, which is aggressive and based on change, it's all fucking bullshit. As someone who makes that sort of music, because it doesn't fucking work, does it? Speaking about something doesn't fix that thing. Let me talk about the video quality for a second here. It's shit. You may have noticed that. Although the audio quality is good because I'm using my Shure SM58 microphone. I record every audio I use on this because I'm a cheapskate. The video quality will be better in the next video. What was I speaking about? Fucking punk music. Punk music is to me the perfect example of how we cannot stop the disgusting, the horrible, the soul-crushing march of capital. Because here's what punk music used to sound like. Here's what punk music sounds like now.
Do you have the time?
Yes, folks, Green Day is the death of an era. Green Day is death to punk. Fuck it all, mate. Nothing much value was lost. But it's a great example of how something which started off as anti the system ends up being co-opted into said system.
Damn.
What? Said system. Punk is no longer something special. In fact, I don't think it ever really was something special. Even before punks, there was hippies. Before hippies, there was bohemians. There was greasers in the 50s. There's going to be youth movements after, although they're no longer the same as they used to be. Have you noticed that the last real youth movement was emo? It doesn't exist anymore. And even emo was trash. It didn't go out well. It didn't go out with a bang. It went out with fucking emo. Not good at all. That's because the spectacle kind of has the power to absorb these things. It's like the fucking Absorbaloff in Doctor Who.
What happened? Where am I? Ursula? Is that you?
It's just punk rock's just there sticking out of its stomach. You know, can't do anything about it because it's been absorbed by and is sold back to us. This is what I'm trying to say. Finally, my point. It's been absorbed and then sold back to us. Anything that tries to go against the system, the society, the spectacle, ends up being flipped and sold back to us. But there's nothing special about punks or punk music. Well, there is something special about punk music, and I will get onto that in episode 4 of World is a Fuck. But there's nothing special about the punk movement in terms of grand history. So punk is well dead, but it was never alive because it was never anything that couldn't be handled or dealt with by capitalism. It was never something that was posed a threat, because as much as people talked about how much they wanted change, no one did anything meaningful anyway, or no one really. There was no giant anarchist revolution or socialist revolution when Ian MacKaye and all that lot said no to drugs. Well, guess what? We're all still doing drugs. You didn't do shit. Hope you feel good about yourself, because that's really all it is. You just want to feel good about yourself, and you don't care about the change in the world. I don't care about the change in the world, but pretending to care about the change in the world gets you things. I'm talking pussy. Now, if you're a psychopath like me and you don't care about nothing, you're a cool boy who don't care about nothing, then there's only one solution. Tell everyone how little you care about things. See, nihilism is the most postmodernist way of rebelling, because it's literally screaming, I don't care about anything. If you really didn't care, you wouldn't be saying how much you didn't care, because you wouldn't care about what people thought of you not caring. Everything is meaningless. What was my original topic again? Let's talk about UK drill music. I'm not sure how many people know about UK drill. Started off with the Chicago drill scene. People like Chief Keef.
Hey, the beat go off. Hey.
Into the flame, into the fire, with no regard for a thing, but that I'm the lord of the game. I rule this empire. I am the god of hellfire.
And dem lot, as they say, dem lot. Spread over here to London town, to Birmingham, a lot of places like that, a lot of big cities. Got fused with grime influences that already existed. Beat got bumped up to 140 BPM, and then every music video was a bunch of guys in balaclavas walking around their estate, talking into a camera. And for some reason, people eat this shit up. The music sometimes low-key bangs. Not gonna lie. The police have just banned a fucking group from making music. There's an old saying that goes, if voting changed anything, they'd make it illegal, right? If punk music changed anything, they'd make it illegal, because here we see music that is actually made by people who are on the streets, being violent, making money, doing what they got to do to survive. And the state feels threatened by it, and they banned it. They banned these guys from making art, which is the most ridiculous thing that I could even think of. Extremely bullshit, but also just goes to show that we never posed a threat to them. So if you want to make a difference, find a hippie, stab him a couple times, give him a little good stabbing, and run off. You'll have done more than a Sex Pistols ever did for humanity.
What will somebody say? Is this resistance or a costume party? Either way, I think black with bandanas is a boring theme.
I'm slowly getting my point across. It's taken me a really long time, but eventually it will make sense. What was I saying? It somehow got co-opted and turned into dealing with social problems rather than dealing with, I just want to fucking kill people or whatever. I just want to mosh and get drunk. Which is, I'm not going to say a good or bad thing, because good and bad don't really exist. Good and bad spooks. But it is what it is, and we can take a look at it, what happened. Now, why am I talking about punk? If I'm saying punk is dead, why am I spending so long talking about it? Well, that's because of this is all leading up. This is all exposition. Yes, I started my entire series with a big exposition dump. This is all exposition for my next video. Cyberpunk is dead. Let's keep going. I fucking hate the end card part of videos. Why do people make such a big deal out of it? No Thank You on Bandcamp, the O's are Zeros, by my album No Thank You Volume 2 is out now. Join the Good Person Club if you want access to the background music in this video, as well as a bunch of other exclusive music. And fuck you.